the button, and it looks like we are live. Go, action.
This is great. In combination with not knowing that we're live and me eating dinner, we're just really like this is honestly just a personal call that we record, right? That's how this kind of boils down.
Well, we're great already because I'm getting internet unstable messages already, but that's all right. We press on, right? Is that what we do here?
Yeah, maybe other streamers, there's technology that we're just not privy to at this point because I don't know what's going on.
Well, I guess anyone that wants to help us out with streaming, definitely hit us up or send us a message. Help us. This has
If it's
nothing to
not
do with
painfully evident
this has nothing to do with the
700 plus
NBA.
videos, after the 700 plus videos, we might be needing some assistance. Who knows? How you been? I feel like I feel like we should use a tiny section to be like, how's the week treated you? You know, you good?
Look, it's been it's been a good week, man. I haven't had my dinner yet because I'm clearly 3 hours behind you, but you're definitely having a late meal at 9 p.m., man.
Yeah, I'm a slow cooker. I've kind of learned that about myself. I take a while to cook. I chop my veggies very particular. And I just let it simmer for a while. So, I started this process probably about 6:30. So it's a solid 2 hour turnaround to get this food on my plate. So
I love this segment, this new segment, clearly, like learn more about your host, yeah, because I'm clearly the opposite. I couldn't care less. Like just throw that carrot in whole.
no, so okay, well that's it. You know what? That's I think if you look back on our previous videos and why we feel the way that we do, um, that's insight. We're getting some insight, so that's good. But I figure no one is tuned in, or no one would rewatch this and then be like, I actually want to hear more of that. Just nonsense. They clearly want us to talk about some NBA, and we're getting close to that 20 game mark. I think we're both excited about the 20 game mark because we can start making some declarative statements about teams. And the in-season tournament's already like seeded out basically. So there's a couple of games to go, and then we'll know our wild cards, and that's also going to happen. So kudos to the NBA. It's kind of interesting already, and that's not something that we normally say a month in. Normally, we're just letting things, heat up until Christmas.
I guess firstly it's funny you're talking about in-season tournament, man. You're the one that keeps coming back to it. I hardly even think about it. But that said, I know you can't really see this, but I can finally wear this jersey here and go, hey, we're actually on the top four of the ladder, right? So hey, that's a bit of crazy news, but I still feel it's fool's gold, man. 12-5. I don't know. I'll keep watching this every week, right?
I feel like you're a very critical Magic fan, right? I feel like there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic about the Magic right now. You got two young players, and you've got like Jalen Suggs, right? Like I was trying to trade him for Otto Porter Jr. in the offseason, and now all of a sudden he looks like he can play NBA basketball. Cole Anthony's really fit his role. Even Joe Ingles, who I was like, surely that's a payday on a guy who's got no legs left, and even he's having a positive impact. So I really like what the Magic are doing, and I think you should as well, especially with the East not being very clear. I can easily see them finishing with a fifth or a sixth seed, even if they dip off a little bit.
I feel you've mentioned a whole bunch of names, which is cool. Except you didn't mention the fact we just spent two more lottery picks on players that aren't actually getting minutes. How about that consideration?
Well, who would you draft instead, right? Because I feel like Orlando
Not a
sometimes
guard.
gets struck.
Not a guard.
Okay, but who? Who? Don't just tell me things. Like, who are you going to draft then? All right, we don't see them playing yet.
What we're asking to pull up here. Well, firstly, okay. So why don't we pull it up here? Who was drafted in the 2003 NBA draft? Is that right? Because clearly,
Is it 2023?
Yeah. So obviously the draft, that just come by, right? So
Yeah.
so
You picked a
who we got?
7?
Right. So we picked at 6 and we picked at 11
6.
and we grabbed two more guards. How about Derek Lively Jr.? Let's start with that name. Yeah. What if we added another big bouncy man to our front court rotation there versus two more guards that play behind Fultz, Suggs, and obviously Cole Anthony too. Like you said, these two are starting to shine now and starting to get rotational minutes. Then we got two young kids here that just, what's going to happen here?
I mean, look, it's probably way too early, but right now I don't feel like we need to redo the draft. And you know, I know that you've got an abundance of guards, but clearly that's a trade chip. Clearly that's a, maybe you're a stealth Bulls team. Maybe when the Bulls want to blow it up, it's Orlando who sends back two young guards and a pick or two, to get that over the line because you have a lot of assets. And that's not a bad position to be in. OKC has a lot of assets, right? And their team's obviously clicking. And, then you see obviously Josh Giddey's, downturn of performance this year. And they can take that, right? Whereas if you said last year, hey, Josh Giddey's going to perform way under average, you would not expect them to be basically second in the West right now. And I've done very well to make no references to anything that's happening to Josh Giddey outside of NBA basketball right now. So,
Well, what the hell is going on with Josh Giddey here? Is this like when I saw this blow up on the feed or something? Because obviously, well, here's another fun fact: I'm not on social media anymore, yeah, which you know, but maybe no one else does. But obviously, it blew up. Actually, I saw it on ESPN, yeah, and I was like, oh, what the hell is this? Is this fake news? And I was like, and then I sort of read some of the articles. And like, how seriously should the OKC Thunder take these allegations? I don't know, man. Like,
no, I'm glad that you brought it up. And it's actually really interesting to get your perspective because obviously I'm still on social media and X/Twitter is one of my big ones. And I saw Josh Giddey trending and not just like trending a little bit, but like trending 100,000 tweets per minute. And then when you click on it, you just get the same thing just over and over again. We've talked about this before. Like social media is just, a litany of repetition and copy and pasting. But it was all about him with an underage girl. But I continue to scroll and I couldn't really get anything definitive, right? Not trying to cast judgment on the situation, but at this current point, it totally feels like guilty until proven innocent, instead of innocent until proven guilty. And right now, I don't have a lot of information. I don't think the average person has a lot of information. I think there's an inference that someone knows this girl who they know that she's a junior or something in high school, and that means that she's underage. But I hate to say it, and this probably will be one of the hotter takes that I say tonight. She's a white girl with blonde hair, man. I'm sure there's lots of those running around in America. I don't know which one it is and if she's actually going to that high school or not. Now, when the facts come out and it says she's over 18 or she's under 18, then I think we can react appropriately. But he's still playing NBA basketball. I don't know how much credibility it has at present. I just don't know how much it has.
Let our zero viewers note here that the white guy called out the white girl, and like, look, you're absolutely right. I read the new ESPN article. I had a bit of a Google here and there, and it's like anywhere between this girl's like 15 allegedly, or maybe she is overage, and there's really not much to it. But I guess look, there's a whole investigation,